long as there's been people committing crimes. And honestly, things aren't too different from the past, even today. This crime list includes everything from sexually frustrated women who set fire to a booty resident's collar to multiple guys who sexually abused animals. In a box of sex toys, a head was also discovered. Can you guess which states these weird crimes actually took place in? Yeah, they're all Florida. You guessed right. No. Well, you would be shocked to know that these kind of crimes can actually happen in such states when you finally find out. In this article, we're going to give you all the full information you need to know about these 5 weird crimes by state. Oh, of course, before we proceed, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, dude. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our videos. Yeah, thanks for doing that. Let's move on. 9 horses, a cow, a goat, and dogs were sexually molested by 3 males. As said by Local 10 News, 3 men will serve 41 years in jail for sexually assaulting more than a dozen animals over a 5-year period. Matthew Brubaker, 31, Mark Misnikov, 34, and Terry Wallace, 41, were convicted to 20 to 41 years in prison for imposing themselves on a cow, a goat, 9 horses, and an unknown number of dogs. While the evil trio executed their weird crimes, a teenage boy was supposedly tasked with restraining the animals. As a local station, WTAG, said, the horses that were harassed by the men were all females, and the men placed in the hands of the Pennsylvania Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. So, you're wondering where this happened? This actually took place in Ohio, USA. A woman set fire to the home of a man who had called her for sex at 4 a.m. and then fell asleep. When a woman turned up at the home of a man who actually texted her for physical intimacy at 4 a.m. on August 4th, he fell asleep before she arrived, resulting in a red alert. Taija Russell, 29, went to a gas station in Woodbury, New Jersey, purchased lighter fluid and a lighter, and set fire to his house with him inside, as said by USA Today. Russell contacted the victim 8 times when she arrived at his house, but he didn't answer. According to the authorities, before the fire was put out, she reportedly texted the man, "I see you want to die," and "You squandered my money to come out here?" The house and its belongings were completely wrecked, according to the police, albeit the man's dog was saved by the firefighters. Russell was rightfully arrested and detained on accusations of arson and attempted murder on Tuesday. She was detained without being able to post bail. This crime took place in New Jersey, USA. Man's remnants found in a freezer at deceased wife's home may have been there for over 10 years. The remnants of a man discovered in a freezer at his late wife's Utah house could have been there for over a decade. According to investigators, the body of a man kept in a freezer at the home of his deceased wife could have been there for up to 10 years. The cause of death for Jean Soran Mathers and her husband Paul Mathers is unknown, but Tool City Police Sergeant Jeremy Hansen stated foul play is assumed. According to ABC4, officers executing a welfare check on the 75-year-old Soran Mathers found the couple's corpses at Remington Park Apartments on Friday. A building maintenance worker contacted law enforcement concerned that he hadn't seen the woman in close to 2 weeks. They found Soran Mathers deceased on her bed when they showed up. They stated that Mathers' body looked to be completely intact. The female had no evident trauma, but the guy was in the freezer. Both remains were taken to the medical examiner, Hansen explained. We're still waiting for the male's report and autopsy, so we can see whether there was any harm to his body, and then come to find out how we explained it could be weeks before we pinpoint that date, he noted. Authorities have received different reports about when a man was last seen in the residence from local neighbors. This weird crime took place in Utah, USA. Ancestry Kit indicates that their daughter is not linked to her father, prompting a lawsuit. When the test proved that their father who nurtured her wasn't her actual father, the woman got a surprise of her own. Rebecca Cartellon, 24, and her parents are now suing the Cincinnati Reproductive Clinic as they believe she was responsible for implanting a random person's sperm into Rebecca's mother, Jennifer. The sperm may have come from a Christ Hospital doctor rather than Joseph Cartellon, according to the Columbus Dispatch. It's difficult to describe the surprise and pain of learning that somebody you care deeply for is not biologically identical to you, Joseph said at a media briefing in his family's lawsuit against Cincinnati's Christ Hospital and the Institute for Reproductive Health and Ovation Fertility. Breach of contract, violence, and negligence are among the claims made in this case. My Italian family's genetic history and makeup are not there in my daughter Becca's DNA, he stated. With having to face this and having to make the announcement to my family, I'm feeling a mix of rage, sadness, and perplexity. Joseph expressed a mixture of all these things in response to the news and speculated that his sperm sample may have resulted in the birth of another kid somewhere else in the world. Rebecca is both guilty for buying the tests and bewildered about her medical and genetic composition, according to him. According to Joseph, his wife had emotional difficulties as a result of her knowledge of the clinic. She fertilized her eggs with sperm from a total stranger and implanted them in her body. As shown in the story, the Cartellones have narrowed down potential father options to a small group of people, one of whom is a doctor at Christ Hospital. The hospital informed the Columbus Dispatch that they were informed of the charges, but they didn't remark on ongoing lawsuits since it's against their policy. Ovation, which was created in 2015, admitted to being familiar with the complaint, but it's claimed to have no idea of operations at Christ Children's Hospital IVF facility in 1994, where the Cartione's claimed accident happened. This weird incident occurred in Ohio, USA. A man pushes a woman out of a wheelchair before trying to steal it. Security cameras caught a man's bold effort to hijack a wheelchair someone was sitting in. Austin Sherbert, 26, is shown in a video posted by the Phoenix Police Department beating a lady before attempting to grab her wheelchair on a commuter train the day after Thanksgiving. Sherbert seizes the wheelchair as the train draws into the station, wearing reindeer slippers. He wants to force the chair and the woman onto the platform, but she fights back by gripping poles to keep herself in place. Sherbert then shoves the woman out of the chair and onto the platform, leaving the chair vacant. Other passengers arrive to assist the woman, and one begins to challenge Sherbert, who gives up his chair and sprints down the platform. According to authorities, Sherbert was arrested on Saturday, just hours after the video was posted. Sherbert already had 2 significant arrest warrants, but he now counts robbery, kidnapping, and assault accusations. The burglar wearing reindeer slippers who attempted to rob a woman in her wheelchair has been accused. Lots of individuals helped promote Austin Sherbert's photo over social media that afternoon, and he was apprehended. The 26-year-old is wanted on 2 warrants and now faces 5 fresh counts, including robbery, abduction, and assault after tossing a woman out of her wheelchair on a light rail and stealing it. Good Samaritan rushed to Sherbert's assistance and returned the wheelchair. When he was apprehended, he's still wearing his reindeer slippers. This weird crime took place in Arizona, USA. Here are also other cases of weird crimes in other states. A man who was charged to 60 days in jail for raping his fiance's dog to death. A crazy man assaulted his fiance's dog so brutally that the animal had to be terminated due to internal damage. Fidel Lopez sexually assaulted his fiance's dog Estrella after becoming frustrated that she hadn't returned home. When the dog owner arrived home, she saw the poor Lapso whimpering behind a sofa and bleeding from its hindquarters. She took the dog to a veterinary clinic, where it was terminated due to its own severe injuries. The dog's bereaved owners sought officials to examine the dog for sexual assault. After Lopez reportedly associated himself with the dog in the past and spookily proposed to his fiancée to obtain a larger canine. According to reports, a DNA test validated the woman's fears about her deranged fiancé. Lopez, 52, admitted to detectives that he had been intoxicated when he assaulted the female Lhasa on November 18, 2018. That Tibetan-bred dog, which has been taught to protect sleeping monks, may weigh up to 15 pounds. Guess what state this happened in? This crime took place in Oregon State. The USA has been changed to 60 days in Oregon jail, but I personally think he deserves to burn in hell, complete with internal bleeding. The white boyfriend of a black woman who was detained after a domestic dispute between slave and slavers denied there was a racial component. A police statement claiming there was a racial component to an altercation between the couple asked if he wanted to play slave and slaver, which angered the black girlfriend, of course, and the white man who was apprehended during a violent spat in Bradenton last week. She doesn't want him to go to jail for battery. Kenneth Atkins was detained on August 6 after he and his 3-year-old girlfriend, Ashley Edwards, got into a heated argument, wherein Atkins allegedly made a remark that led Edwards to exclaim, "Oh, you want to play slave and slaver?" Edwards, 36, told the press news over the phone on Wednesday that she made the comment, but it was intended as a dominatrix thing rather than a racially motivated thing. She claimed she dialed 911 the night of the event because Atkins was acting erratically and she did not want to be a part of it. When the police came, Edwards stated that all she wanted was her boyfriend out of her apartment. Edwards claimed that she and Atkins both spoke with the cops, who she claimed exaggerated the slave and slaver remark. According to the report, Atkins, 37, spat in Ashley's face. But she claims that this shouldn't be interpreted seriously. Guess where that took place? Well, the only one on this list that was actually from Florida, USA. And that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching this video, and do give it a like, even if it made your blood boil at some points, like mine. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon and get notified when we post new videos. And that's all I got for you, so later.